A lot of times people want to try to blame the woman when a child is placed with people other than their birth family. At least 9 months before I'm still counting him, Bubba was born, I was dating a guy that there would have been no reason to do a paternity test when this kid came out. I mean, like, totally, nobody would have had any doubt. Even though I don't think he had anything to do with it. And I never stopped having periods. So, anyway, but, Dad, it's hard to explain all this to Dad sometimes. So he rehomes children. And children that have been rejected in their original context for whatever reason. Like, I never knew you existed, and the people around me decided that the child was not one they wanted to take for themselves. And the whole time, so I hung out with Chris for like a couple weeks, maybe not even that long. Then I went back to Valpo and I got a full-time job working at Wendy's. During that time, I worked there for about 8 months. And towards the end of that, people were discussing promoting me to manager, because managers would have to travel, and they could not talk somebody from Gary into coming to the drive-in window where I was working to shoot me. So they thought maybe if they could talk me into becoming a manager, and I couldn't drive at that time, and but somehow I'd get a car and drive to Gary, and I don't know what all would happen. Anyway, that was just, I knew I had issues. I couldn't drive, That'd just be too much stress for me. But it's hard to say that you don't want to aspire, so I just kind of left. Because, I was hanging out with this girl, Karen, who was part of this big drug cartel, and I didn't know that at the time. And one of the people that I met at her house was Whitey Bulger. This was not a good situation to bring a child into, and if there was any place else to put a child, it's hard to imagine it could have been worse. And if the parents didn't get attached, that makes it all the easier to show up and pick up the adult that we wanted. So, anyway, there's something else I wanted to say. Anyway, like I said, with everything that was going on in my life, the idea of me raising a child scared me to death. And it wasn't laziness, like people would say. It was just, with all the brain traumas and everything, I was focusing on what was possible. And so that's kind of how it goes. But that's it. Dad will pick up the children that are rejected, and do what's possible, or Dad or the person he's passed this on to will, and do what is possible with them. And the children who are not rejected can sit in the corner and play with bottle caps, and a good guardian for them would be like an incontinent woman who needs an extra foster care check, like a woman with a fistula or something. People, because he's, companion, pet monkey, something.